and namaste, and a very good afternoon to all the exclusive members of the Architects Diary who have graced us with their presence. I, Architect Kamalaja Tamboli, editor of the Architects Diary, welcome you all to this year's first edition of TAT Dialogue series. Let us initiate our first segment of today's webinar based on the recently celebrated India Tourism Day. I would like to welcome our honorable speaker, Architect Gyanendra Singh Shekhawat from Ideas Design Firm, who will be speaking on sculpting the Indian hospitality industry. So I'll just briefly introduce our speaker for today. Architect Shekhawat is a well-known Indian architect with over 25 years of professional experience in the field of architecture and urban planning. He graduated with a bachelor's degree from Jawaharlal Nehru Technical University, Aurangabad, in the year 1997. 2 years later, he gained a Master of Urban Planning Design from the School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi. For over 2 decades, architect Gyanendra Singh Shekhawat has been meticulously drafting the urban life with his conceptions and years of experience building design and immaculate know-hows of regulation, which have helped him create some of the prominent urban landmarks across various cities. Presently, he is the founder and principal architect of Ideas, one of the leading design firms specializing in architecture, urban planning, and interior design based in Jaipur. He is also the elected and honorable treasurer of the Indian Institute of Architects National Council and is the immediate past chairman of ACAE, ARCA, Committee on Architectural Education, a committee of architects Regional Council Asia, which includes representation of 21 Asian countries. That is amazing. So in addition, Master of Architecture, Architect Gyanendra Singh Shekhawat has 7 years of teaching experience at MREC, now known as Malviya National Institute of Technology, Jaipur. He has made a great contribution devoted to Indian architecture in particular and the world in general, and has achieved many domestic and foreign awards. Honestly, it's an amazing feat to have such an experienced and celebrated architect with us today, sharing his insights on our platform. And I'm pleased to inform you all that the firm Ideas recently became a TAD member and published their esteemed project Leela Palace on the Architects Diary. This beautifully designed palace and resort located in Jaipur caught our attention. Then and there, we decided, or rather hoped, to invite Architect Gyanendra sir to be a part of at least one of TAD's events with the center stage. And finally, we were able to organize this webinar today with him as our lead speaker. So coming to the theme, I personally am quite fascinated with India's history, its wonderful places and heritage. So today's webinar is surely going to be pretty close to my heart. So yeah, so and as all of you must have heard of the famous quote by Mark Twain, India is the one land that all men desire to see, and having seen once, by even a glimpse, would not give that glimpse for all the shows of all the rest of the globe combined. India, an ancient land of rich culture and heritage, with vibrant colors and diverse regional architecture, has always been a generous host to the world, its explorers and wanderers. A huge part of tourism lies in the hospitality industry, and it's crucial to discuss the part of architecture that caters to the hospitality business. So on this note, I would like to welcome again Architect Gyanendra sir to initiate his presentation on sculpting the Indian hospitality industry.
Thank you, Kamalja. Thank you so much for inviting me over on this platform. It is really interesting. After, I think, many months, I am again coming back to this virtual mode of presentations, which was quite common during the COVID times. And I remember when I was the chairman of the education committee at Arcasia, we used to organize such events with all the Arcasian country architects. And in fact, one of the, my inaugural webinar was with Pritzker Award winner from India, Architect Doshi was our first speaker on that event. So, and then we guys got busy into our practices and all that. But again, thank you so much for inviting me over. And I just wanted to share a few of the projects we have finished since we would like to talk about the hospitality. Can we have the presentation, please? So we have prepared a small presentation, and we would be basically presenting two of our hospitality projects. And basically, we are based in our practice is based out in Rajasthan, where our office is Jaipur. And it's, I mean, Ideas is one of the firm in Rajasthan, in Jaipur. And we've been involved in a lot of residential, hospitality, commercial, wellness, mixed-use development all across Rajasthan. And we've been doing some of the tallest buildings of Rajasthan. But very close to my heart is the hospitality sector. And since we are celebrating Tourism Day, and I think how architecture is responsible and how architecture shapes the hospitality industry, and in turn tourism for the country or for the state. I mean, Jaipur is the best example. In Rajasthan, major source of income and major occupation is related with tourism, and we've got a lot of heritage architectural elements. We've got a lot of forts, palaces, havelis, a lot of human settlement, old human settlements, which attracts the tourists from all across the world, actually. And Rajasthan, Jaipur especially being important, being part of the Golden Triangle with Agra and Delhi, and very close to Agra and very close to Delhi. So it's part of the Golden Triangle. And we historically also, we've been celebrating architecture. We've been celebrating spaces, and it's tremendously inspiring. And the architects of today, we've been trying to preserve our heritage, our values, those architectural elements, those philosophies, to basically in turn boost and facilitate tourism. So Jaipur, one of the best example. It has become now UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Jaipur Walled City is now the World Heritage Site. It was founded by, I would explain how we've been taking inspiration from Jaipur and its architecture. It was founded by Sawai Jai Singh Ji II in 1727, who was the ruler of Amer, and he wanted to build, as part of expansion program, wanted to build a new capital for its city, and the city was named Jaipur, and it is very close to the old Amer town, which used to be the capital of the state at that moment of time. Next. So architecture of a place plays important role in defining the culture and identity of that place, and it's vice versa. And looking at the example of the city of Jaipur, which is the best place to explore and experience the city, which invites the world and catches the eye of tourism, are the rich architectural marvels and its history. Jaipur, its forts, its havelis, the walled city of Jaipur, the entrance gates of Jaipur, all these elements would invite a lot of foreign tourists and domestic tourists. And this is really worthy visiting. So we've been lucky practicing in Jaipur. I've born and brought up in Jaipur. So the impression Jaipur city has on me is tremendous. It's so inspiring. And we have tried our best to basically get those kinds of elements in our architecture practice. So we have been taking a lot of examples from this city of rich architecture of the city. So one of the beautiful projects where we tried our best to fulfill our client's dream was the Leela Palace, Jaipur, which is, the site is located on a foothill. You can see in the picture also, the foothill of Aravali Hill. Site is almost around 330,000 square feet of area, which is around 30,000 square meter of area. The project started in March 2013 and it finished in 2017. And we tried using all the local materials like sandstones and white marble from Rajasthan. The granites were used, which were also from Rajasthan. And a lot of marble sculptures were used, those all locally available. So we basically did research on Jaipur Walled City, and our plan was also derived from the planning of the Walled City of Jaipur. You could see in this particular plan, there is a palace block which is here. This is a palace block, and then there are villas which acts as village basically. So all the villas would have rooms, guest rooms. The palace block would also have guest room. The ground floor has public areas, and upper floors would have rooms. And the village at the back consists of a lot of villas depicting Havelis basically. And the courtyards of Havelis would have plunge pools. So all the ground floor rooms have plunge pools in their courtyard. So this is the whole complex you could see in here. And this is the arrival port. The glimpse of Aravali Hills in the backdrop creates a scenery when the guest basically drops off at the arrival plaza. And on one side, you could see there is a garden. And that garden is basically in the forecourt of the palace, where all the barats and large gatherings and weddings takes place. So this is the entrance plaza. You can divert to the marriage, the garden, which is on the right side. On the left side is the reception block. Now, at the back, you could see a small reception block, again depicting Rajasthani architecture. And then these are the intersecting space between the palace block and the reception block. The material used here basically is all local stone. Jaisalmer stone, white marble is Banswara. All the ornamental plantation also enhances the overall ambience. The water fountains also amplifies the overall experience. The water fountains in these courtyards basically cools the air, and the courtyard have all these water features, ultimately bringing lowering in the temperature, which is quite hot in summer actually. So this is the reception block in the front. The center of the plot, we have this swimming pool, which is the most interesting feature. And it is almost in the center of the property, surrounded by lush green landscape. So a sense of privacy could be had. And also you could see some of the planters in marble, and all the steps of the swimming pool also done in the local marble. So, and the deck is of the Jaisalmer yellow stone, which is a sandstone and which is non-slippery. So all the elements here are traditional, though all the facilities are contemporary and modern in nature, because ultimately this is going to be a 5-star hotel. So this is another view of the swimming pool. At the back, you could see the palace block. Palace block is basically 3-floor structure. Upper 2 floors have the rooms, and the rooftop is basically consists of a lot of chhatris and jharokas, which also acts as a party space at the rooftop. And a lot of jali pattern, which is very common in Rajasthani architecture, which basically cuts the sun. So a lot of jalis have been used. We have used stone and cement jalis. And from there, you can basically see the swimming pool. From the rooftop, you can see the swimming pool. This is another view of the swimming pool. Next. This is from the palace block. When you see on the other side of the swimming pool, you at the backdrop you can see the Aravali Hills, and you could also see some of the villas at the back. All those chhatris which are visible are of the villas, and this is a fire element in the center of the swimming pool, which also attracts, especially if this is live in the evening, and the whole fire, water, air. So this brings the natural element into one frame, and it becomes a very enchanting space, especially in the evening. And this is also very close to the restaurant. So this becomes very lively place in the evening. So this is picture of one of the villa. Villas are basically two-storied structure, ground and first. Ground have basically all the courtyards, and all these courtyards basically have plunge pools. So you could see the room, then you could see the courtyard, which has got a small plunge pool. Marble fountain is also there, and sun deck bed is also there, and some outdoor space. I mean, chairs also been put, and this is one complete room wherein the entry is through this courtyard only. So whosoever is entering the room is entering through this courtyard, and there is no entry directly to the room, especially on the ground floor. So every room has got a dedicated, celebrated entry. So this is how a standard room has been placed in the villa. A lot of natural light and landscape. So now these are, you could see these entries. Now these are the entries of the courtyard. So every room on the ground floor has a dedicated entry through a courtyard, and courtyard has, all the courtyard has plunge pools. Now all these villas are connected through these irregular shapes of pathways. Now the shape of these pathways have been derived from the tertiary and the secondary road pattern of the walled city of Jaipur. They are straight, but they are bended at many spaces. So basically these bends basically creating spaces for lily ponds and these water bodies. And in the center you could see a marble fountain. So all the intersection of these pedestrians would have these kinds of elements which have been highlighted by these water bodies. So this is, as I was talking about, on the rooftop of the palace block. Rooftop of the palace block has got these baradris and these chhatris, what we call in Rajasthani architecture. The open terrace have these beautiful pavilions, and these allow multi-functional activities to take place. Sometimes the bar is set up there, or sometimes food is set up there, and sometimes the bride and groom, if there is going to be a reception for a wedding, the bride and groom can sit in these pavilions. So all these baradris, the top of the domes of these baradris and chhatris, they have all these ornamental details, which are basically Rajasthani architecture details, and these are reflected in all the architecture of the whole project, ultimately giving it a royal look and feel. And that is why this becomes very famous in all the foreign and domestic tourists, especially those who would like to do a wedding or a conference in here. So this was one property which we did a few years ago. Very famous, very popular with the tourists. Lot of it has got a large banquet space, almost around 13,000 square feet of banquet space, with a lot of opportunities of doing a lot of events of wedding in there. So this property we finished in 2017, very finely run by Leela Palace. Now, second property we have just recently finished. This was I mean, we were working through the COVID in this, And post-COVID, we tried finish this project, and this project is just being delivered in November 2022, just two months ago. And again, very beautifully, creatively done by the whole team. The name of the project is Sawai Man Mahal. This is a Taj property, Taj luxury property. This is in the premise of a very famous Rambagh Palace, which is again a Taj property. You could see Rambagh in the picture. This is in the same vicinity of Rambagh, same compound. It is a part of the Rambagh Palace compound, but everything is different. Rambagh is a monolithic palace, one built space, though Sawai Man Mahal is basically a heritage resort. These structures used to be the staff quarters of the Rambagh Palace. There used to be a very small convention center working with the name of Sawai SMS Convention. So what we did, we basically got rid of those convention activities and the staff quarters, and we converted this into a 52-key Sawai Man Mahal, again a uber luxury leisure property of Taj. The construction started, it is a brownfield project, because we did, hardly any new construction was done. Everything was old, and we just kind of adaptively reused the whole property. Project finished in 2022-23. The materials again used here are sandstone, Indian marble, locally available granite and marble sculpture, marble, locally available marble, and some local Rajasthani handmade printed tiles being used here. So this is quite linear in shape. You could see this is one part of the Rambagh Palace compound, quite resortish in its nature and in its design. The parking lot and all these areas are on one side. Banquet areas, public areas, and guest rooms are on one side. So you have to basically walk, or basically one has to take a golf cart to reach a room from the parking lot to the public area or to the guest room. I would like to highlight the guest rooms area, also the poolside area, and the public area, which would house the bar, which is in a royal study concept. Then there is the guest lobby, which is the reception lobby. Then there is ADD, the all-day dining, which is a Spanish concept, which is on Spanish concept. And then very close to bar and ADD is the kitchen. And then we have the alfresco dining, which is in the foreground of forecourt of all-day dining. And then this side, you could see the guest rooms, which again have a small courtyard, small or big courtyards. All the rooms would have dedicated entries. There is no direct entry to the room. The entry is through the courtyards, which would be clear in few other pictures. And some of the bigger courtyards would have plunge pool zones. So this is the arrival court. These structures were already there. On the right side, the structure you would see, this was the tunnel gate, the old heritage tunnel gate to the Rambagh Palace. So this tunnel gate has been developed to basically welcome the guest for the banquet facility. On the left side, you could see a baradari, which was added up later to mix well and to highlight the entry of the guests. So the car will drop here. On the left side, you would go to the resort. And we have tried to amalgamate existing and the new character by giving this water body and this arrival court. Okay. So this is a drone shot taken from the top. On the right side, you would see the drop off. And then there were huge trees. We have not cut a single tree. You utilize all the trees and made sure that all the existing trees become part of the whole design process. Then the pathways, the stones in the pathways all are from the local stones. The stone paving has been done. Sandstone have been used. Jaisalmer, Jodhpur and Banswara sandstone have been used. In fact, Kota stone also being used here. And these are the handmade brick. This is the alfresco, which has got Rajasthani handmade tiles, actually brick tiles. So they've been used. And then while going to the guest room, we have placed the swimming pool. Swimming pool we have created new. And again, this has been done with the Kota stone and with the Jaisalmer stone used on the deck. And some marble has been, Indian marble, Ambaji marble has been used on the pool area. Next. So this is the picture of the reception lobby. This and the golden gate. This used to be the traditional heritage gate of the Rambagh Palace, which we have kept here. This door has been just pasted there. It is not openable. As a historic element, we have utilized this particular golden gate. You would see all the traditional arches. You would also see the hickory work at the background of the reception tables, actually. So hickory work is also very famous from Rajasthan, especially from the Mewar area. So hickory work was done. And all these elements, all these, and the ceiling also you could see we have used the Rajasthani moldings and elements basically to be part of this feature. Next. Now, between the restaurant and the reception block, we have used this as a floating water body. This is again from the Ambaji marble, which is again a local marble. We have used local marble. This is a reflection pond. And on the right side is the water body, again from the local available marble we've used. And again, these have been put to make the walk from the reception lobby to the guest room and to the restaurant more interesting. And these water bodies basically cools the air, which is trapped air. And this has got a lot of trees, a lot of birds are there already there. They will come for drinking water in these water bodies. So this is really a lively experience, especially in the evening. And you could also see in the pictures, could you go back? You can also see the picture in where we have used the marble lamps. So these lamps are again the local stone, and they are lit in the evening. Maybe I mean they are locally available marble, and marble jali have been used to make these lamps. Next. So this is the alfresco dining, which is just outside the restaurant. You could see the handmade tiles and the brick tiles, which have been used here to give it a little bit more colonial kind of approach, because our restaurant is on the Spanish theme, and the restaurant basically is a Spanish restaurant, and Spanish because our ex-ruler of Rajasthan, of Jaipur, Savai Man Singh Ji II, was the Indian ambassador to Spain, to basically mark that his tenure to Spain. The restaurant has, because this hotel has been named after him. So this is the swimming pool, very strategically put. You could see it is quite hidden in the landscape. People using the swimming pool will not be able to see outside, and outside people will also not be able to see the pool area. So this is one of the heritage room. These arches, and this was there existing. We tried to improve them, and we've utilized those arch spaces. The interior has been done accordingly. So this is our basic, majority of rooms are like this, which has got a courtyard, entry, and people can sit outside in the courtyard. There is a little bit of greenery. They can have a sense of privacy in the courtyard. And then courtyard and room would have this glass, whole complete glass in an arch. And the most interesting feature is the open private courtyard with every single room. Every single room has a courtyard, and the entries to the room is through that courtyard. So this becomes a combination of indoor and outdoor space. Next. So this is one of the suite room wherein you could see the sliding door and which is opening to a living area. This is the bedroom area where I mean ceilings are quite high because all were old rooms, and you could see we have tried the furniture is on the modern lines as well as interiors is on the modern amalgamation of modern and the classical lines. And the interior has got very subtle detailing of Rajasthani. We've not gone for very high traditional type of detailing in the furniture also. So this is the biggest guest room. The large courtyard also has a swimming pool, small plunge pool, wherein the entry also is available. Seen. You also have a sunbed, so the guests can utilize this for relaxing, reading books, for chilling outside the room. So this is a big size suite, and we've got almost 7 of these kinds of suites in the property. So this is a glimpse about Sawai Man Mahal, which is our latest addition to our hospitality portfolio. So we have tried our best to preserve the Rajasthani architectural elements. We have tried our best to utilize those scales, those sets of geometry. The exterior paint is also the traditional lime-based paint because it is a brownfield project. It was a heritage property, so we did not want to disturb the character of it. We wanted a new line for within the Rambagh, within the Rambagh Palace, being part of the Rambagh Palace, but still away from the Rambagh's umbrella. So we've tried our best to be part of it as well as not be part of it. So this is our latest project, which we finished with Taj team and with Rambagh team. And I think this is worthy a visit for all the people loving Rajasthani heritage architecture. So we've got other few projects also, but I wanted to show you, because here in these 2 projects, we have taken inspiration from the Rajasthani architecture and the elements of Rajasthani architecture, the scale of Rajasthani architecture. And we have tried our best to give best possible human comfort and the sense of luxury and the leisure which is required for all the international and domestic tourists. And we've tried our best and our bit to meet our clients' expectations. I am available for any other discussions on these 2 projects, and if anybody is wanting to visit or would like to discuss anything further on these 2 projects with us. Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you. And yeah, should we, like if anyone from the audience has any questions, should we go ahead with them? Does anybody have any question? Okay, I think not. So, but yeah, that was actually very wonderfully explained. And so like it was quite an enriching experience, honestly, listening to you, your take on the Indian hospitality industry. And I think it is not a very much talked about subject. I think everybody uses it, but people don't really talk about the architecture that is involved with it. And as you said that Leela Palace has taken elements or has tried to retain the Rajasthani identity that was like quite evident in the design, and it was wonderful. Yeah. So yeah.
Kamalya, what has happened, I would like to highlight one point here. A lot of 5-star hotels in India, you would see, especially with these brands, Taj and Hiltons and Marriott's, these would try to involve foreign architects. and they would like to have foreign architects as designing and doing especially the interior. But now I think time has come wherein a lot of Indian architectural firms are doing hospitality projects. And why should only Indian architects be doing 3-star, 4-star, or 2-star property? Time has come now, the Indian architectural firms should be doing 5-star projects also, and all the top uber luxury projects also.
Definitely.
We have tried our best, especially in Rajasthan, wherein we have tried to match the level of the brands, basically, because these brands would want an international architect doing interior design or international architectural firm doing the architecture of it. But if I think now time has come, the Indian architectural firms should be doing, and they should be given the opportunity and given the task of these kinds of property, designing these kinds of properties.
Definitely. I think
we would understand the hospitality sector now, especially the Indian hospitality sector, much more than anybody else.
Yes, yes. And I think it does more justice to the work, because in the end, even the foreign tourists are coming there to live with the essence of the Indian roots and whatever culture that they want to experience. So I think it's, as you said, it is best that the Indian architects should take up such projects now, and even the clients should approach Indian architects for such projects. So I think it's in both of their hands. So yeah, and I really appreciate you taking time out from your busy schedule, and I'm sure. And I've been actually in touch with Navpreet since December, when we had initially approached you. But then we thought that it would be better that we give you a center stage, and if we, have your entire solo presentation. So this was like, I think the stars aligned and this was good. So yeah, so let us just a sec. Yeah, so I'll just share a brief vote of thanks that from myself and of course my entire team. So I'm sure the audience would go home with amazing and unique takeaways from today's talk. And I would also like to take a moment to thank architect Navpreet, who has been in touch with me and very well has been representing your firm. So that is good.
She has been part of the last project, Savai Mahal. She has been, and she is also part of our few of the newer projects. And hopefully, maybe next time, if the opportunity arises, we would also like to share a few of our other projects, because rather than hospitality, we are doing some other amazing projects where I think would be of our students of architecture and young architects' interest. So maybe if given the opportunity, we would again like to showcase few of our projects through you.
Definitely, definitely. And yours is a vast portfolio. I mean, your website is full of all kinds of typologies and versatile designs. So we would definitely love to explore that. And yeah, I appreciate your thoughts on students and young professionals taking up architectural journalism. So it's indeed a fascinating field, because as architectural media like us, we can invite architects like you to impart your knowledge and guide us with your years of work and experience.
If I would not have been doing private practice, I would have been doing this, what you have been doing. I perhaps envy you.
I think you can do both, maybe.
I wish I had time.
Yeah. So I'm sure the next time we visit Rajasthan, we'll...
Yes, you're more than welcome to visit my office, and we'll be definitely hosting you. So thank you so much for again inviting me.
Yeah. And I would really request you to please giving out such lectures and presentations, either offline or online. So I'm glad you have initiated this again, even after months, as you said, after COVID. But yeah, please keep doing so. And it was a pleasure to host you and your firm. And We wish to have you on the Architects Diary soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Kamalja. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.